If right now your leader, that the Shia all agree, can lead them to battle, says, go and fight the Jews and Christians because of their perverse beliefs, would you join them and would you be okay with it?
So you're asking me if my imam, my infallible imam, commanded me to, would I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Now let's say your infallible imam says, okay, go and attack these people in America because of their beliefs. Then you take my women folk captive, even married ones. Do you agree, per chapter 4, verse 24 of the Quran, that means you can then take my women folk, whether it's my mother or my wife or my daughter, and have sex with them because now they're your property, according to chapter 4, verse 24.
Yeah.
Say it, wait. Yeah, what? Say it.
Yeah, I believe we can take right-hand possessions. Good.
See, now I respect you because you're not ashamed. You just admit in front of everyone that if your infallible imam says, go fight the Jews and Christians because of their belief, not that they attacked you, because of their belief, you would do it, and then you would take my wife or my mother or daughter, and you can have sex with them because you can have right-hand possessions. I'm glad you admit that. So you just admit, even a married woman, you would take her and you'd have sex with her. Excellent. And you see why we despise your religion? Because you just admit you would take my wife and you would have sex with her, committing adultery, and also this would be called rape because no sane woman who's been taken captive would gladly have sex with her captor, especially when her husband's alive. So thank you. This is why we despise your religion.
Okay, but the same thing is in the Bible. What's your point?
Our Bible's corrupt, right? Why are you worried about
No, I didn't say it's corrupt. I asked you if you believe, if you want to apply your logic to this.
In fact, no. Actually, no. My Bible does not allow anyone to take a married woman and rape her. Okay, do you want me to answer you? Deuteronomy 21, 10-14 shows your Quran pales in comparison because in Deuteronomy 21, 10-14, a revelation given 2,200 years before Muhammad, it says, when you are fighting and there's a captive woman, you are to marry her. You don't take her and rape her and then sell her off. You give her the status of a wife. And if you divorce her, you let her go. You cannot sell her. This command was given 2,200 years before your Quran, showing this command is much more morally superior to your Quran. So keep my Bible out of it. Deal with your fact.
Are you going to allow me to refer back to the hadith, or are we still putting the...
What hadith? The hadith. If I give you Bukhari, can I give you Bukhari?
Well, I want to refer back to my... Okay, listen. You brought me up a Quran verse, and I want to use what's hujjah, what's an authority over me, to answer your question about this Quran.
What's authority over me is a Sunni hadith, like Sunan Abu Dawud 2150, that tells me that this ayah was given at the Battle of Autas. Does the Shia hadith agree? This was an ayah given in the context of the battle at Autas, where they were married.
I don't know about the specific battle, but I do know when it comes to the fiqh and the rulings about right-hand possessions, it's about the woman's consent.
Where does it say in the Quran the woman has to consent when you own her?
I told you it's the fiqh ruling behind it.
Can you? I would love to see, even though I don't accept your Shia tradition, I want you to show me a Shia tradition on chapter 4, verse 24 that says the woman you've taken captive, you must get her consent to have sex with her.
Yeah.
Because, show it to me. Give it to me.
This falls... I don't have the exact source, but I can tell you what I don't want your opinion. Knowledgeable person.
Well, give me, I don't care for your opinion. Give me.
So what's your point of debating me? There's no point of this.
Well, let me tell you.
Kulani or Kafi? What happens if I throw away Kulani or
whoever you want to give me, telling me, and I want you to read it, that chapter 4, verse 24 was revealed and for this occasion. And if you do take a woman captive who's married, get her consent, because no woman in her right mind would consent. Show me that. Give me your sources.
Do you know what? I know you're familiar with muta, right? Temporary marriage.
Oh, that's even worse. I hope you didn't. You shouldn't have brought it up.
How's that even worse?
That was my next one.
The point is, this whole concubinage thing, it's the basis is muta.
This is not concubinage. This is captives.
Captives, yeah. You marry them using muta.
They're your possession. No, muta is temporary marriage. Don't confuse the two.
Okay. Check what I put in chat. Muta.com.
Yeah, I know what muta is.
Muta in the Bible. Okay.
Stop.
This whole thing you're arguing.
I'm going to embarrass you. Give me the verses. I'm going to embarrass you. There is no muta in the Bible. Exodus 21, 7-11. When you misquote my Bible, I'm going to end up embarrassing you.
No, I'm not misquoting. I'm asking you. All right, whatever.
Okay, come back to the issue. Don't change it to the Bible again and run. I'll refute all your distortions of scripture. Stick with it. Since you mentioned muta, is muta still binding on the Shia, unlike the Sunnis who say it's abrogated?
What do you mean binding on the Shia?
Meaning you can still do muta. It's one of your rights if you want to do it, unlike the Sunnis who say it's abrogated and it's zinnah.
Okay, so you want me to disregard the thing about right hand possessions, or do you want me to go into muta?
No, muta is not the same as right hand position. Don't play that game with me. Muta
I'm
is
not playing the game
you
with
go
you. I'm
to a
telling
free
you
woman.
what I believe.
You can go to a free woman and say, "I want to marry you for 3 days and give you money and divorce you." This is a captive. She's your property. She has no choice. You own her. So now, since you brought up muta, let's talk about muta. Don't change the subject. Let's talk about muta. As a Shia, do you agree that you still can enjoy muta, even though the Sunnis say it's abrogated and it's zina?
Okay, I believe we can still practice it depending on the intent to marry in the future.
No, that's misyar. That's Sunni tradition.
That's not misyar. That's not Sunni tradition either. Misyar is...
Can you show me, okay, I'm going to show me your Shia hadith that say that muta can only be done with the intention that it's going to result in permanent marriage when the whole purpose of muta is temporary marriage for a period of time. Show me your sources.
Sorry, can you repeat that again here?
Okay. Can you show me now from your sources that say that muta can only be done with the intention that it results in permanent marriage when the whole purpose of muta, that it's temporary marriage?
Does the scholars say that?
Give me your sources. I want to read it. Bring it to me.
I believe...
Good.
Okay, so...
Prove it. Give me your source. Give me a Shia source. Says here's what muta is, and the stipulation is you're going to tell.
I don't have it at hand.
Okay, so go find it now. Where it says, go find it now. Where it says a condition for muta for the Shia is, though it's temporary marriage, your intention is to try to make it permanent. Even though muta itself is temporary marriage, that's the whole point of muta. Show me your source where it says that you can only do temporary marriage if the intention is for permanent marriage.
Okay, then it's my own opinion about it. What's the issue?
Okay, so thank you for being honest. Again, you can have opinion, but you're not the one who defines what Shia Islam is. So let's go back with what muta is according to Shia Islam.
Oh.
Muta is I marry a woman temporarily and then I divorce her and I pay her. So you admit that unlike Sunni Muslims who say that muta is abrogated, it's done away.
I can debunk that.
Okay, before you debunk it, hear me out. The Sunni say it's abrogated, it's zina. Unlike the Sunni, you admit and agree, no, it's not abrogated, it's still something we can enjoy, right?
Correct.
Good. Man, I really like you because you're very honest. So let me ask you a very honest question and be honest before God. If I'm a Shia and I come up to your sister, and I'm not trying to attack you. I just want you to understand why we who are non-Muslims, when we see this, it disgusts us. If I come to your sister and I say, I want to marry your sister for 3 days, we'll go to the imam, we'll do whatever we need to do. But after 3 days, when I'm done with her, I'm going to divorce her and pay her money.
Wait, just one quick question. Are you a Shia Muslim? Are you assuming that you're?
I'm a Shia. Let's say
okay. I'm a Shia. Okay. So the ruling. So the ruling is, if you're temporarily marrying my virgin sister, you must ask our permission. It would be up to my discretion.
So I ask you, and on what grounds would you say no?
On what grounds would I say no?
Yes. Because muta is being performed in the Shia world. So obviously there are people who are saying yes. So let's not play the game that everyone says no. So let's assume I go to a Shia family and I say to them, I'm going to marry your sister for 3 days and then I'm going to divorce and pay her. And they say yes. Please convince me you would be okay with someone doing that to your sister, or
if my sister's okay with it. If it's with this,
And you mean a sane woman would be okay with that? A moral woman would be okay with being paid to have sex with a man.
You have to get her permission as well as ours. I can't force her into it.
That's just what I'm trying to get at. Which morally sane woman who has any decency would say yes to such a practice when the purpose of the practice is the man to have sex with me, unless the woman herself is a whore who just wants to have sex?
Well, that's the thing. This situation is not common. It won't happen. I guarantee.
It's not common. You're telling me that in predominantly Shia countries where the Shia are the majority, it's not common. Who are you kidding, man? You trying to kid me?
No, I'm not trying to kid you. From what I know,
doing it in England, there are Shia in England. One who I spoke to years ago in Paltak is, I'm about to go do muta marriage with someone who wasn't even a Muslim. It was one of these English women, native English woman. He goes, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. This was on Paltak years ago. I go, what are you doing? I'm going to go do a muta marriage with this English woman. You're doing it all over. You're doing it in England. You're doing it in America. You're doing it in Shia countries. That's crazy. Because listen, if it's an English woman,
It's not a Shia. So your whole analogy was that you're a Shia
You know
person
why?
asking another Shia person
No.
for Shia
Okay,
sister.
you know why? Because your Quran says you can marry Jews and Christians, chapter
Yeah.
5. So
Yes.
you're telling me you can't do muta with a Jewish woman or a Christian woman?
You can. I'm saying that your
You can,
analogy is
right?
terrible. Yeah,
Yes, you
no
can.
problem.
You can.
Thank you. That's all I'm getting at. So you just convinced me. You just made my point. He was doing muta with a Christian girl who was okay with it because she was a Christian by name. Because a decent Christian woman who loves Jesus would say, "The hell with you, you satanic bastard. I'm no whore."
It's pretty
Yeah.
much prostitution.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that tell you morally? Like what Sam was saying, somebody tells your sister, your own sister. What does your conscience tell you about that?
Well, if I had a sister, I would leave it up to her opinion.
Okay. And you'd be okay with that. Honestly, before God, you'll be okay with your sister.
Say again that, please.
I
Say
think
again
I
what
would.
you said about your sister.
I
Say
think
again
I
what
would-
you said about your sister.
I think I would, if I had a sister. I think I would. I would probably see. First of all, I'm not even the wali. It's the father who actually has the permission. But let's say I was the father. Okay, let's change it to my daughter. I think I would probably look at the qualities of the man. I mean, I have that option as well. I'm not just. It's not just
I don't
about
know
the
what qualities, man. The guy's going to only be with your daughter for 3 days. How much qualities can he have for you to look at?
I don't know. I feel like you're very tight on this 3-day analogy.
Okay,
But
6
honestly,
days.
I've
6
never
months.
I've never seen under 6 months. Yeah.
Okay, good. You're okay with someone marrying your daughter for 6 months and then divorcing or paying her?
Yeah.
Come on, listen to yourself.
Yeah, because this
Listen
could
to
always
yourself.
lead to permanent marriage. There's no issue with this.
It's one thing to marry someone for permanent marriage. I'm going to marry her till I die, and it doesn't work out, you divorce.
Okay.
That happens all the time. That's not what muta is. Muta, you're stipulating a time period. I'm going to marry her for 6 months and divorce her. Now, after 6
can
months,
be
I want to
renewed.
extend it for. Come on, dude. Be serious. Be
Yeah,
honest.
100%. Okay, 100% honest.
Yeah. You okay
From
with
what-
it?
Well, I don't really see an issue how this would destroy a religion, to be honest. But
It destroys religion because it turns women into whores and prostitutes where you pay them for sex for money. This is legalized prostitution. What do you mean how it doesn't destroy religion?
No, we believe that prostitution is when someone marries without the intent, without a contract. That is our definition of prostitution.
So you redefine prostitution mean if I go sleep with a woman without a marriage contract, but as long as I write a marriage contract saying I want to sleep with you for 6 months, call it marriage and divorce you and pay you money, and you still don't see that's prostitution. My goodness.
No,
Wow,
nowhere in our scripture does it say that that's prostitution.
that's the whole point. That's why we reject your scripture, because if it's from God, who's morally perfect, he would never denigrate women to that level of treating them as sexual meat, as whores, but then disguising it as marriage. Thank you. That's our point.
Okay, all right, I understand what you're trying to say.
All right. So now the real issue, I mean, if you come down to it, I don't know what you guys were discussing, but the real issue comes down to why would I want to follow Muhammad when I have Jesus, when even in your Quran, Jesus is superior to Muhammad? And I don't believe the Jesus of the Quran is the real Jesus, but you believe it's the real Jesus. Why would I want to follow him when I have the example of Jesus, who's morally superior and greater and better than Muhammad could ever be?
well, because you believe he's God. And
No, even if I don't believe
I
in
don't know,
God,
I feel
even
like-
if he's a man, even if he's just a man,
Mhm.
even as a man, he's morally superior and better than your prophet, not just from my scripture, from your own Quran, because you believe the Jesus of the Quran is the real Jesus.
Well, am I convincing myself, or am I convincing you as a Christian?
Now, I mean, obviously you want to get us to become Muslim, and especially Shia Muslim. Why would I want to follow Muhammad?
well, our job here isn't to make you guys Shias. It's to like clean up misconceptions about all Muslims. For example, the reason I came is because Brother Hosseini was talking about fathas and pronunciation of the Quran.
Okay.
So that's the
Well,
whole reason I
you
came.
only follow one harf. You only follow one harf. That's you, Shia.
What do you mean one harf?
Well, we follow. Okay, so we choose hafs, the hafs qira'ah, but we don't believe it's perfect. We believe
So,
that.
Good. I'm glad you're saying this. It's on record. So you just said we follow Hafs, but you don't believe it's perfect. So you just admit you don't have a perfect Quran.
Yeah, what's wrong with admitting that we don't have a perfect Quran?
Oh, so you do admit that, because when I said
I admit that.
earlier,
The Sunnis also say this. The
Okay,
Sunnis believe there's
no.
missing Quranic verses.
no, they don't. I agree
I
with
was
you.
a Sunni Muslim. We were always taught it was perfect. That's what I was taught.
No, you didn't. You didn't read the
Guys,
missing
we
verse
agree
about
with
stoning and.
No, we agree with you that the Sunni sources say the Quran is corrupt, missing parts. But Sunnis are taught, and we can play them, The Quran is
right.
perfect, every jot, every tittle, nothing missing, perfectly preserved, unlike the Bible corrupt. Okay. But you are Muslims and saying, no, there's no perfect Quran. But then earlier I just said that. I said, so
The only thing perfect is the message of the Quran, which is the message of God to humanity. We don't believe the book is perfect because, firstly, the chapters and some might even say the verses are not in order. That's one thing. What's this on the screen?
Oh, yeah, no,
Sorry.
But yeah,
So-
we don't believe the Quran is
But
perfect.
you're talking about Hafs. We're not talking about chapters and verses. We're talking about the Hafs reading of the message. Is the message that you find transmitted by Hafs perfect?
Well, I'm not knowledgeable on this subject.
Yeah, we all we know is, or I don't know about just a layman, but all I know is that there are many nuances to tahrif, distortion, right? What our imams have told us, right? And I don't know if you'll accept this, but what our imams have told us is that whatever we have, follow that. If you have questions, ask us. That's why many of our imams give us interpretations of certain verses, right? For example, in Surah Zukhruf, Ayah 4, we believe that this verse refers to a revered figure rather than simply being a noun, right? But we still follow what we have.
Yeah, I agree. You follow what you have because you have no choice but to follow it. But what you have, you don't believe is perfect. That's what I was trying to get at earlier, and you just finally admitted it.
Well, I said this earlier. I mean, I thought I told this to you earlier. There are many nuances.
If I could just say one thing, you guys, I just want to say that I have a friend. His name is Andrew. His name wasn't Andrew before. It was Ahmed. But he was just like you guys, and he was such a zealous Muslim, and his father was an imam, and he was like, yeah, awesome Islam. And then his father married another woman. His father was married just to his mother, and then he saw his father marry another woman along with his mother, and he saw how it destroyed his mother.
Yep.
And when he saw how it destroyed his mother, he thought, Allah couldn't possibly want to do this to my mother.
That's wrong.
Awesome. But I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah,
He
go
said,
ahead.
I can't believe that Allah would allow this to happen to my mother. You know, that Allah did. And so you know what he started doing? He started saying, you know what? I think we just don't understand Allah's word. So he started studying. He closed himself off for like 6 months in a room with books, every book. He wanted to find out, did Allah really say this? And he found out at the end, you know what? Allah did say this. And you know what he did? He left Islam. And he's warning other people against Islam because of it. And so you're saying this stuff, this unbelievable. I don't believe the stuff you guys are saying about your own daughters, about your own sisters. I don't believe you're saying this kind of crap, you know? But, you know, you say this now because, you know, your book makes you say it. But if it was ever to happen to you, you're going to find out how devastating these teachings are.
I am not agree with you. They admit that they will allow that to their sister. They do not care about their own family. That is what the Quran teaching, hate and sex.
No.
That is all about Quran, hate and sex.
In fact, that's what I want to ask you guys. What do you believe about Aisha's age? How old was she when Muhammad married her?
I take the historical standpoint that she was around 17 through 21.
Okay, because that's what I expected. The Shia would go with a different age. But now in chapter 65, verse 4, how do you get around the fact in your Quran, 65, verse 4, it's talking about divorce and the iddah, the waiting period. And there you're given scenarios of women who are old, menopause, who don't have periods. How long is their waiting period to remarry? 3 months. And then it talks about girls who haven't had their periods yet. They've been divorced. How long should they wait? And it says 3 months. So in this ayah of the Quran, even if you want to say Aisha 17, you're still left with your Quran allowing Muslim men to marry prepubescent, premature minors who haven't had their periods.
Yeah, that's the ruling, but we don't believe that they can consummate them in marriage.
Then you didn't follow the verse, because the verse says the iddah, the waiting period of such a young girl, is 3 months, where in 33:49 says if there's no consummation, there is no iddah for the girl. So you're not paying attention to the verse.
Now you're trying to derive fiqh rulings.
No,
I mean,
read it. This is about the iddah, the waiting period for a divorced woman. And then 33:49 says the woman who hasn't consummated sex, there is no waiting period. It's not a fiqh ruling. I'm reading the plain meaning of the verses. It's in front of you. 33:49, 65:4. So read 33:49. Is there any iddah waiting period for the woman who hasn't consummated marriage? Read it for him. 33:49.
okay, if you're talking that way, then no. As far as I know, I don't know. I could also refer to my scholar that I follow.
Here's
He would,
what it says. Oh, believers, if you marry a believing woman and then divorce them before you touch them, they will have no waiting period for you to count. Give them a suitable compensation and let them go graciously.
Okay, so there's no waiting period for a woman you haven't touched sexually. But now go back to 65 verse 4.
And in the Arabic, it's the word iddah. It is the same word, iddah. So
65 verse 4.
Okay. And for women past the age of menstruation, in case you do not know, their waiting period is 3 months. And those who have not menstruated as well.
Okay, so did you catch it? The ayah is talking about you got women who are old who have no more periods. How long should they wait if they're divorced? 3 months. What about those who haven't menstruated yet? They too wait 3 months. Well, the only women who do not menstruate yet are premature, prepubescent minors. So your
Correct.
religion allows you to marry premature minors, prepubescent minors, and have sex with them and divorce them that someone else can marry them.
no, now you're slandering. That's what I was trying to correct you earlier. We can marry them, but we can't consummate them.
You're not listening. There is no waiting period for the young girl that you haven't consummated marriage with. And it's
Waiting
not-
period. No.
Can you reread 33:49 for
listen,
our friend? Who's gonna have to go?
You can show these verses all you want, but I follow the marja that I follow, Sayyid Sistani. He gives a clear ruling on the various waiting
That goes
periods.
against the Quran. Okay.
No, it's not going against the Quran.
Yes, it is. 65 verse 4. Friend, what do you not see? 33:49 says there is no waiting period for the woman you haven't consummated marriage with. And 65:4 is talking about those women who have been divorced. What is their waiting period? Meaning they have been touched sexually. I mean, what do you not see? You can give me Sistani and Merawani. I'm giving you the Quran.
I don't know what context this verse is being revealed in. I don't know.
Okay, well, read
We
verses
don't know
1
what
to
our
4.
imam said about this either. We have to go
No,
into
it's no. We don't just read verses before and after. That doesn't. I'm
Okay.
literally
Give me
making
Kuleni and
commentary.
Kafi. Go good Kuleni Kafi. Read them. Give me their commentary on this. I want to see.
Khulaini in al-Kafi.
I can go to Tafsir Qummi if you would. if you'd
Okay,
like.
go open it up for me. Read it for me. See what he says about verse 4. Read it and show us the link so we can see it for ourselves as well. By the way, Emmanuel, let me know sometime in February to bring you on to share your testimony.
Emmanuel is a sinner.
Say it again. I can't hear you.
Wow. I said Emmanuel is a sinner.
Yeah, it is. We all are. He needs to learn how to speak. I'm just kidding. Okay, he's going to read Tafsir Qummi for us on 65.4. Who's Shah Sayyid, this guy? Who's this guy? Is he a Sunni?
He's not as. I think he's a Sunni. But
Oh, okay. Well, no, we don't want the Sunnis and the Shias to go at it. Let's just stick with the Shia for now, and then we can talk to him later. Yeah, just hold on, because I don't want him and the Shia to go at it. You got a Sunni and then they're going to go
Oh,
at
don't
it.
worry, we won't.
No, I'm worried about him starting a debate. We don't want to debate. This is not for Sunni and Shia to debate. We can talk to him when we're done here.
Shah, are you a Sunni or a Shiite?
He's a Sunni. Most of the Shahs, they're mostly Sunni.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, well, let's just. He can come on when they're done. Whenever they want to finish, we'll bring him on. We'll talk to him because then we can go to Bukhari and Muslim, and he can't reject them.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure me and Alamdar, we're in the similar time zone, so we might leave soon.
Okay, whenever you guys need to go and come back, when
Yeah, are you guys having the same? Are you guys gonna do the same thing tomorrow night? Inshallah.
God willing.
God willing.
God willing.
Yeah, thank you guys for being good hosts. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah,
guys.
I don't want to leave you hanging or anything. But I was looking through Tafsir Qummi, but they didn't have a commentary on the verse.
Okay,
But
do
if
me
I
a
find
favor.
something else,
Okay, I know you're gonna fear Allah. Come back tomorrow. See, because I know you're not gonna lie. You're gonna go find me a commentary on 65.4. You're gonna bring the link to us tomorrow, God willing, and shut up. We're gonna see if they agree. These are prepubescent girls who've had sex, which is why they have to have a waiting period, because the Quran is clear. There is no waiting period for those women that you haven't had sex with. So get it for us tomorrow, God willing. We'll be here.
All
Inshallah.
right, me and Alamdar, we will try our best.
All right, guys.
I will always be here. I will also be here tomorrow.
All right, and shut up. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for being good hosts. I honestly appreciate the hospitality. May God bless all of you guys. May whatever deity you worship bless you guys. Jazakallah khairan. Barakallah feekum.
All right. May the
right.
Lord Jesus guide you. Take care, guys.
You guys have a good night.
All right.